people doing? Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty? Lady Liberty. There we go. God damn it. Yeah. Gonna do it again. Just reboot quickly. There's a batch I can do. It's 5k enrichment. And if I complete it, I have it done. I can do it before as a warm-up. And then change after the crit rates and do something else. A little bit longer, more climbing. For some reason, I think I already have it. Prefer flat roads. Richmond. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I have that, man. Anyhow, we'll be just riding then. We're not gonna restart again after this. It's a full packed crit race as far as I've seen though, so I want to be there in the pen early. Menu, badges. To bump, park the loop, everything bagel, blah 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 blah. The fan flats, I have this one. The cobbled climb I don't have. It's not on my list for some reason as well. Doesn't matter. We have 10 minutes warm up. Still pretty heavy from yesterday. Let's throw in a little bit of music. Nope. Yep. So, unexpected early start today. We saw the crit race popping up. 8 laps. There we go. 8 laps of the Bell app, which has been a while ago. So we had a quick breakfast, had a coffee, hopped on the bike, and here we are. So the idea is to try and have a good race, but I've also seen there's over 300 people registered for this race. 300 registered for the C race alone. So that's gonna be tough. It's 8 laps, so it's high intensity, but with so many people, it's crazy fast. It's always crazy fast, man. But we'll try. We'll try to hold on, stay strong today. Keep in the front. If not, we'll just do our best, of course. And after that, 21 minute warm up, I guess. We'll be doing another batch. A little bit of a spin down batch. I was thinking about doing like something in New York, Lady Liberty, which has 200 altitude meters. Just to get a little bit of extra altitude in there. And to finish the batch, of course. Get some wind going. Whew. You're used to being online just a little bit later in the day. Still waking up, so my body still is a bit sleeping. Let's try to raise the heart rate a bit up because I'm not gonna get awake by sitting. So, ideally, the race coming up is one of the best ones we have because we like the Bell Lab, we like how it builds up, like you have the long flats where it's sometimes possible to recover a bit, then you have a little bit of a longer climb. You don't have to exaggerate, of course, but it's like half a minute almost after the hilly part where you climb. But it's pretty okay for me to hold the wheel there. And then right after that climb, you of course have the descent, where I have to be careful not to lose the wheel. But just after the descent, we have a little part where, if it's okay, we have a little bit of rest. If it's going crazy, it's going crazy, of course. No rest at all. But on those laps where there's a little bit of a break, that's where it is. And that's perfect because you're whipped from that climb. You can recuperate and hopefully you are fully restored while you start the next climb, and then you do that 8 times in a row, and voila, you are there. Hey Physique, good morning man. I hope you had a good sleep. I did. It's gonna be crazy fast. I can tell you that already. I've seen 300 people pre-register. So we will be, if there's 300, it's gonna be insane. Yeah. That's not the perfect condition for us because one, that means there's a lot of sandbaggers. Those grouped together will make it crazy fast in the front. and that's not really helping us, I guess. It might help to form a front group because some people will let go sooner than me, hopefully. But on the other hand, they are way stronger than us. And the front group is going to be pretty big probably. And if that's the case, that means really high pace, really high tempo, because there's always somebody else pulling the front ahead, and that makes it quite hard to hang on. So if we're capable of hanging on, I'm expecting like the first 2 laps to be really fast, and hopefully after that we have some green and blue zones coming through, but we'll see. We can only do our very best. Now, a couple of months ago, we were doing these grid races, exactly the same ones as we're doing today, and we were actually winning or getting podiums with 40 to 50 watts less average than these days. So we actually got a lot better since then, but there's so much more people and the level is so much higher than it used to be. And that's just in a couple of months with the corona going on. So 15 minutes we'll be hopping over to the starting pen, because if there actually are 300 people waiting, we want to try and go there nice and early to get near the front. That might save us a little bit of energy in the start, which probably come in handy. Last couple of grid races we've done was always on the Dolphin track. Today we're back on the Bell app. So I'm expecting a very fast start and a very fast push of the first climb. But probably once you reach the top of the first climb, you already see the first big gaps that exist behind us. And mostly those gaps stay, so it's really important to be in the front at the end of that climb. If you want to try to go for a good position in Zwift, of course. On the other hand, we've done races where like the first 40 people are doing 4 watts a kilo. So if that at some point proves to be too strong for us, we'll just drop back and do our best in the next group, right? It's always an extreme and nice feeling to challenge that first place or even challenge that top 3. Then it's a really nice challenge just to be in the front group the entire ride, be part of the real race. But sometimes you come in just a little short, or you're tired at the wrong time and you fall down or you have to let go. But that happens. Me neither, man. Even though this is always just for fun and it's pretty much a game, there's always this little nervousness before a race, right? There's nothing I can win from it except from becoming better and training But still, it's a little bit nervous. You want to do well. You want to show you improve, so you are capable of doing more than expected. We'll be heading over to the starting pin now. Thanks, man. I do feel like we've done some pretty good trainings the last couple of days. You were here most of them. So I feel pretty strong. But it's not like I'm immortal all of a sudden. These races have been tough from the first day on. And they will stay tough. Especially with so many people in them. We're 40 minutes early and there's already 30 people, so we're going well over 100. I'm hoping we're not hitting the 300 mark, because that will be crazy. So the first goal always is to stay with the front in the start. Those starts are really always one crazy fast, right? You start 400 or 500 watts in my case. Trying to get those first wheels on. There's always somebody starting harder than me normally. So trying to catch, and once you see like 2 or 3 people ahead of you, just sit in their wheel and relax as soon as possible. And then it's just trying to serve those wheels. It's probably gonna be high intensity the first lap, like plus 300 watts. And after that, I hope it cools down. It is only 8 laps today. We've been doing 12 laps last 2 races. So it's a little shorter, but let that don't fool us, because it's still 16 kilometers, it's still 21 minutes something of hard sweat. And cycling is like this weird sport where you can whiff yourself in like 20 seconds. You can feel great, and then this one gap, this one push might kill you completely. Thanks, man. Well, the plan for the start is actually the same as always. We 3-4 seconds before start we ramp up 200-300 watts. Then once it hits, we go to like 400-500 watts, and then we'll try to catch wheels as soon as possible. As soon as you feel that virtual draft kicking in, you can try to relax a little bit. If you relax too soon, you'll see they will ride away from you. And then hopefully there are some people behind who take you along the ride. It's a little bit of a gamble, a little bit of experience. Sometimes you know which gap is okay and which is not. So if like 2 people are really hard, and there's a group of 10 just behind that, it's not my job to close that gap down. We either let them ride because they're A-class riders who will never get caught, or the group catches them easy after a little while. Because this track is not made for solo escapes at all. You can be very strong. If you are in the right class, you are not getting away solo. You can get away in a small group with like 3 or 4, and like last time we did with a group of 6 or 7, we held off a bigger group behind us. It's possible, but it's hard. You have to work together and not against each other. Push on the hard parts, and even on the flats, because that's where the big groups have so much advantage on you. We're trying. trying to be as smart as possible. Because we're not the best rider amongst these guys, right? We know that in advance. There are better guys here, if they are in the right size or not. But I'm always thinking, like I've been here before, and I think I have some knowledge already about the races. So I try to put myself always in the best positions possible to get good results. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like if we start off now and there's a gap because some people are doing 600 watts for the first 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. We tried, right? But like we know, we have to get it a little bit early to go in front of most people. So we are really close to the starting grid now. That gives us 3 or 4 seconds of high wattage for free. Because if you start in the back, you have to gain that distance while overtaking in the start. And you have to pedal like 400 watts for 3-4 seconds just to be at the same position I am now. So that's one of the first big advantages. Then we know it's gonna start hard. We are prepared for that. We warmed up a bit, nothing too crazy, but we warmed up, and we know that it's not gonna cool down before the first climb, and probably the lap after that as well, especially in a big field like this. It might never cool down in this kind of field, so I'm expecting to be close to FTP a lot here. Let's just hope we have enough energy in the legs to stick with the front until that is enough to stick with the front group, and then try to surf as much as possible. Use some smart power-ups if we have them, and stay strong. 8 laps, that's about it. We know our weaknesses in this track. We know the descent of the climb is pretty scary for us, because I feel like my weight is an advantage there, but there's no draft going down there. That means it's easy to let the gap come there, especially because you're tired of the climb. So as long as I'm in good health, I can push a little extra there, keep the gap really small, and then my weight advantage kicks in just after that descent. You have an S-turn, and then you can always see my character closing that gap pretty easy. Then we have like a 200-300 meters small incline, but for me that's perfect, because again I have momentum going on there, I have grab going on there, so for me that's easier, and it's harder for lower weighted people. So that is most of the time where I go to the front of the group, and then I can try to sit in the front until the next start of the climb. And if we're not staying in the front, we can just drop back a little bit while surfing those wheels and try to recuperate. Of course, we've done races where that's the exact opposite what happens, because we've done races with also heavier guys in them, big groups, and if there's some gaps, it's harder to close them, and sometimes we have to fight hard on those flats to close those gaps, because if you let them go Before the climb, they're gone. You're not gonna catch. You can see a big field already. 4 minutes 30, we're 130 in. So we'll be at 200 for sure. So we're trying to go for a good result here. Do our best, and then after that, we're gonna pick a route. Ones with a little bit of altitude, but not too much. I think something like Lady Liberty, which will be like a spin down route. No budget, there's no anti-sandbagger in here. So I'm guessing like top 40 will be over category limits. Which will make it very hard, especially as you can see, 165 already, still 3 minutes to go. So this is gonna be heavy. This actually will be, I think, the biggest C-class only race I've done ever. I think before this, I think we did a 140 kind of race. There will be a lot of sandbaggers here, man. A lot of them. Some people will be like blasting 5 watts a kilo probably at the front. A lot of 4 watts a kilo guys. We'll see, we'll see. We can only do our very best. Two more minutes and we're at 200. That also means if we manage to stay with the front, which bear in mind will be very hard in this kind of field, we will be lapping some people and some groups as well, because so many people, there will be some slow groups in there. So it's gonna be tough if we find those groups with our group. It's gonna mingle a bit. Might make things hard. One more minute, guys. One more minute before the pain starts. It's gonna hurt, man. It's gonna hurt. Let's put in some extra one. We're gonna need it. Yeah, I was expecting that, man. I was expecting that. This front group is gonna be crazy hard, so let's just try to stay with them if we can and do our best. Exactly. It's hurting, guys. It's hard though, man. We're really close to our limit. Thanks, man. I'm dying, guys. I'm really dying. Sorry. That's really long, guys. Sorry guys. Ah. 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 You can see, right? 31st, 3.5, 3.6, 5.4, 4.9, 3.6, 6.2, 3.5, 3.8, 3.7, 3.8, 4.5, 4.2, 3.8, 3.7, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3.6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3.9, 3.5, 4.2, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. Grim, man, thank you so much. As you can see, guys, we didn't do that bad. We held strong till the fucking 7th lap, and on the 7th lap I just failed. My breathing was all over the place and I just gave up. We were doing crazy fast laps, as you can see, 2 minutes 31. I think that's even close to my PB. So the pace was there. Yeah, my heart rate was probably out of the roof. I saw 180 at some point, but I'm not sure if you went higher than that. But that was all out. Like the first few guys, we had to let them go, right? You can see 5.5 and stuff. 190, okay. Yeah. Like it when it's really hot outside, I think we can go higher than that. Teppy, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the raid, Grim. MacGD04, thank you so much for the follow as well. We're gonna head over to do a route badge. I'm thinking about doing Lady Liberty, but I have to quit the game for that. So let's just look at our graphics first. So our 1 minute is over 400 watts, which is pretty high, right? The start was really fast, like we expected. There were a few flyers doing 5.5 or 6 point whatever watts they were doing. They were in their own on their own little planet. So we had those guys go, but we formed a nice little front group, in my opinion. I think in round 3, it cooled down just a little bit. You can feel they were pushing just a little less on the climb. But we still had to work a lot to stick with them. So there was not much recuperation going on. Like a few seconds here and there, which got us this far, round 7. Too bad it was on the last round though. It's so hard mentally because you know it's the last time you'll be doing that climb. But then you think further ahead and then yeah, you have to climb, then it's a ramp up because some people will be sitting in very gently and have a good sprint in them. So yeah, we failed mentally and conditionally that last lap. Let those guys go. Had a few other dropped guys who pulled me, and we still got there pretty good, right? Hey Bart. Well, 40th place, I think, to be honest, 40th place is pretty good because as you can see, as you could see, I think the first one, the nearest one close to us was 3.5 watts a kilo, which is already clearly a B, right? And then there was like 30 people with 4 watts average and above, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's have a quick look on Zwift Power while we're going to the next road. So we're doing Lady Liberty. It's a 200 meters altitude, just relax spin out from the race because it's a short. It's not here yet. We'll have a look in a second. I think in a few minutes it will be there, but it's such a big yeah, I was 3.3 watts. So to be honest, if we're really going by the book, I was above category limit as well by 0.1. So if there is like, is it black or white, I am above category as well. But if you can see, the top 40 is about 3.5 watts a kilo. Then I think we are still in the right category. I was totally blown up by this ride. It's always with those big ones, if you know there's 200 or more people riding, you always get this kind of race. I don't know why people can't just go like close to their own category or in their own category. I don't see where the fun is, to be honest. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know where the fun is to go in a lower class ride and then just go off the front and have a solo ride the entire time. Thanks, man. Yeah, we really went deep on this one. Well, we always went deep, but man, physics was cheering me on. You guys were here. I was going deep and I wanted to stay strong. I knew there wasn't going to be any sprint if I could have held on, but we failed the last one. Yeah, that's true, Bart. And I don't know if you saw, like last week we tried the new sandbagger update they did with the green cone. So we joined that race. It's every day at 5 p.m. And we joined the C category, which we are supposed to be in. Like on my best day, I'm averaging 3.3 watts on a crit race, but that's only because it's 21 minutes of all-out pushing, right? So it's normal that I'm 0.1 above category limits on the exact time measured. That's actually my FTP I have to ride every time in that race. So I think we're good there. If we join a longer race, we're clearly not a B rider yet. We're averaging 3.2, 3.1 on the longer races. But yeah, we actually got green coned by the new system last week. Because of these Crit City races, right? I don't think it's the right medium to test sandbaggers in. Because the Crit City race, what the new system does, it measures your 1 minute power and it measures your 5 minute power, and then it does some crazy Einstein algorithm where it calculates that you are on the right category or above category if you are going that pace you have been doing for that time. But those C-class races, they start harder than an A-class race, man. You have to push 400, 500, 600 watts for the first 30 seconds just to get a wheel, and then you have to press 350 watts for the next 2 rounds to stay with the front, and then everybody is falling off their bike because they're dead and the race cools down. And on that time of period, just before you fall off your bike, that is where Zwift is calculating if you're doing above category of under category. So yeah, we got above category, of course, and we got green coned. But if Zwift would have let us race a few more rounds, they would see, oh, they're actually dying. So they're not that good at all. Am I 8th physic? I think 8th is good. I take 8th position, man. On over 200 people joined, I'm really happy with 8th place. Yeah, exactly. And they should calculate in, like, I know they have to be fast, right? Because a sandbagger can ruin a race in the first couple of minutes. Well, a few sandbaggers can. And they can pull a few guys that are actually not in limits and they fuck up the race. I understand it, but I don't get that we're getting green coned after 4 minutes in a race, in a Crit City race, where you know the first 4 or 5 minutes are way above your level, always. I was dying, man. I wasn't hurting, I was actually dying. Jesus Christ. I went deep. Has the phone got me first? Yeah, that's it. Hey, thank you, Badger. But that's the thing, right? That's what actually is a little bit frustrating. Like, how can I be first on Zwift Power, where everything is measured with all the things you've done there before, with all your results? Zwift Power puts me in the C category. I actually win this race, but in Zwift, I am 41st. So that means 40 people are either not registered on Zwift Power or are completely in the wrong category. Yeah, we do have an advantage. We have to be honest, we have an advantage with our weight. 87 kilograms in the crit race. It gives so much advantage while drafting. So I can easier keep up with like 60, 70 kilogram guys. They have to push like 4 watts a kilo, 4.5 watts a kilo to stay in the same group that I am. And the climb is pretty short, so I can just ramp up there with my power, put my weight on the pedals, and I get like 400 watts on there. It's that momentum that I have to work for. So once we're on top, we are pretty slow, and we have to get that speed back in, and that costs us a lot of energy to get back up to speed. Once we're up to speed, it's okay again, we get a draft. We have to push FTP or just under that. But it's that momentum. But these races, they clearly prove there is some work to do. And in the end, like, I choose to go to the C-class race because I want to compete with guys who are according my level. But in the end of the day, we are only competing ourselves and actually everybody there is. So, like this, there are some leaders in the front, there are some A-rides in the front. So it's actually really good training for me to go deeper than I can. Because in a race like this, where I go all out, I think I gain more than in a race where I can recuperate between laps and actually win in the end, right? Because then I didn't go all out, I just had a good training and I won it. Now I worked for it really hard. I didn't win, well on Zwift Power maybe then, but I didn't win, but I went really deep and really tried hard to stick with them. Yeah, that's right, Tapi, they're cheating themselves. And sometimes I can understand they want like an easier ride, but I don't understand why they just don't go easy then and sit in the group just for fun. Like why push off the front and try to ruin the race for other people? But hey, everybody has their own story, right? If that's their thing, maybe one day we are good enough to beat them in their own class. Who knows? I did 3.3 watts, no? Physics. 3.4 watts would actually be a new PB. Yeah, 3.3. I'm pretty much stuck there for the last month, around 3.3. We'll be there soon, man. We'll gain it soon. Like the quit race is pretty flat, 3.3. We did the RPB at 3.6, where I was on the Bologna time trial. We had a crazy fast group start where we're pushing FTP all the way up to the start of the mountain, and then we went over FTP the entire climb, which put us at 311 watts average for 19 minutes. But lucky for us, we were 1 minute short of that 20 minutes. Otherwise our FTP would have been changed to 311. But that would be kind of wrong because, as you can see, we're not there yet. We are at 290, and that's tough enough. Sorry, Physics. Can I unmod Nijbot? Like this. Yeah, Nijbot is temporarily removed. I have to fix him. Sorry, Physics. Yeah, Physics, that's right, man. We won on Zwift Power. First, 41st position in Zwift, but first position on Zwift Power. That's what's the weird thing about it. I don't see the difference by how I can win 40 positions. But yeah, we went deep, we gave it all. We had a good average. We stuck with the front group, well, one of the front groups, a long time. I think there were like 14 flyers or something ahead of us. There was one guy who was doing 2000 watts, I think. We saw him pass a few times. But I think our expectation was almost exactly on point ahead. If you have a crit race with over 200 people, it's gonna be fast. there's going to be a lot of sandbaggers or people that are better than you, of course, but in the wrong class. And the entire race is always going to be catch, playing catch, trying to stick with a group that is a little bit better than you, but trying to make it like smart and pick good positions, know where your weaknesses are, and by that try to hang on where you actually shouldn't be. And we managed that for 7 rounds. So bad, so close guys, 7 rounds. One more round of pain. One more round of pain. Too bad. But I was struggling a couple of rounds there. Really? If you Google it, it should come up there. So sandbagger is somebody who is pretending to be worse than he is to gain an advantage. Like for example, if you have this example a lot in movies, right? Where somebody is playing pool and he's like acting like he's a total noob, missing every shot, and then they're playing for like €5 for a game, and then he loses like 4 or 5 games, and he's like, let's play for €200, man. I'm tired, I want to gain back everything and more. And then the other guy is like, I've been beating you for like 6 games in a row now. Let's do it. And then he brings up the big boy, he screws it in, and he's like, making all the shots, banking in the money. That's a sandbagger. So basically the real sandbaggers are actually inside the front group, and they're just sitting there reading their book, drinking some coffee, and then the last lap they're one more lap left, okay, let's go. They put it inside, they ramp up 7 watts a kilo for the last ride, and they're like, yeah, booyah, still got it. Those are the real sandbaggers. The guys who just ride off the front, they are just plain stupid. I don't know why they do that. They can join an A ride, sit in a bunch, they can do a solo ride, it doesn't even matter. They don't screw up the race that much. They're a number on their screen, but they don't pull away other guys or whatever. So yeah, exactly. So every category has its limit. D category. So you have to know your own FTP, right? And your FTP divided by your weight gives your average weight power for 20 minutes. And all the categories are based on that specific number. So it's not always the same for like if it's a flat or a climb race, whatever, but it gives a really good idea. People who have the same FTP, as for like watts per kilo, they're mostly gonna be in the same level, at the same level. Like you can press 150 watts less than me, but weigh like 20 kilos less, and we're in the same watts per kilo category, so we are a good competition for each other. But then on the flats, you will be having a really hard time to follow me, and on the climb, the right way around, because you are really low on weight, so you will climb much faster, and I have good momentum, like going downhill like this, and you will get advantage there. But overall, we will be in the same category, and we will have a nice race, unless we're going only up to Zwift, and you probably win. Or if you're just doing Fuego flats, then I'll probably win. But most of the races are pretty mixed up. So the D class is up until 2.6 watts per kilo. So if your FTP divided by your weight is 2.6 or less, you should enter the D class race. If it's between 2.6 and 3.2, you should enter the C class. If it's between 3.2 and 3.8, you should enter the B class. And if it's above 3.8, you should be entering the A class. If you are on the border like I am, like my best average for 20 minutes is 3.3 in the great race, so exactly by the rules I should enter the B class. But as you can see, the C class is already very heavy because of all the people in the wrong class. And if I'll be joining a B class, I could follow like maybe 1-2 laps, and then I'll be on my own because my power is not good enough to follow 4.0 and more. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But they can like make it separate from this class. So they should keep this, I think. But it would be nice to have like leagues, official service, something like that, or leagues where if you race and your positioning gives you amount of points, and if you win it, you get upranked and you get a certain level, and then if you join the next time, you'll be racing people with the same level or close to it. And you can join a high level if you want, but you cannot join a lower level race. You still will be having people who will be losing on purpose, I guess. But that takes a lot of time probably. So there will be less people doing that. And if you're unable to do that, okay. And especially with the player base they have now, they should not allow people that they have statistics about, because they have statistics, almost everybody who rides a few days in Zwift, they have statistics about, right? And they are going to like have a pop-up come up if you are joining the wrong category. But I don't get why you are still allowed to join the wrong category. Like, I can understand if you want to go as a B rider in an A class ride or as a C in a B class ride to try, and you have no influence on the race whatsoever, so that should be allowed. But if Zwift says you're a clear B rider, why shouldn't you be able to join a D ride? Oh, there's a pop-up. You are probably joining the wrong class. Okay, that's it. You can just join it. And then added with that pop-up, they're gonna implement the green cone. But yeah, last time we checked the green cone, it still had some work. Like, people were still hanging on with good ropes while being coned. People like me, for example, got coned while I don't really deserve it, I think, because of the style of the race, where it's all out first 5 minutes and then it cools down. Zwift algorithm clearly doesn't mind that fast start. But if that's the case in the future and Zwift says I'm in the wrong category, I have no problem with going to the B's, man. I really have no problem. Today was actually a B ride, right? Everybody who was in front of me was doing really good B results or better. So I have no problem enjoying the B ride. While I am pretty competitive. So when I know I'm still a C rider, I still want to be riding in the C's. Like today, I gave it 110%, came in 41st position in Zwift. So in my mind, it doesn't say I have to go to the P and try it there, right? We were pretty strong, we stayed in the front. We actually beat the limits by 0.1 watts per kilo, averaging 3.3. But that was a 21-minute effort, man. All out. That's it. So for now, we're still training really good in the C-class, trying to hold on. So we're actually finishing this Lady Liberty round now. It's, let me see, Lady Liberty. It's 12.3 kilometers. So 4 kilometers left. So we're getting that badge done. And then we'll see how it feels, and maybe we'll join another really short one and get that badge done. We went really deep in that race, so a second race is too much for today. I won't be able to repeat that kind of effort so shortly. Our recuperation time is pretty fast, but not that fast. So we are really close in our challenge as well, right? Let me wait. Ugh. See if the cane pops up. Yeah, there it is. So we are 45,300 meters for the concept bike. That means we have a little bit over 2,000 meters to go in the next couple of days. That's nothing, right? 2,000 altitude meters. And then we'll be doing the Uberprezel challenge. And the goal is to get the concept bike during the Uberprezel. So like a little bit of an extra motivation on the 130 kilometers. And 2,500 meters of climbing. We'll have that concept bike completion. So that's why we are doing the badges now. Get some altitude meters in. We've been doing quite a lot of them last couple of days. Climbing almost like 800, 900 meters a day. Just to get close to that 50, and then once we are around 2,500 meters, we'll start the Uberprezel, which will be probably somewhere next week. So that's why we are doing like 200 altitude meters more. We've got like 150 from the race. 200 from this, 250 I think it's a total. So that's almost another 500 added to the plan. Oatmeal is very good, right? It's a really good breakfast, man, for biking. I don't know if you know the meal, croque monsieur. You know it? It's like you have this machine, 2 slices of bread, put some ham in there, put some cheese in there, and then you put it in the machine and it gets like a panini, a bit roasted, so the cheese melts. So I had that for breakfast. Then I realized the wife and kid are gone for the rest of the morning, so I had a perfect opportunity and a perfect window to go Zwifting without feeling too much as a parent. Oh, those are amazing physique. Yeah, toast, French toast. Yeah. Exactly. Dear Lord. With a little bit of mayonnaise, maybe some hint of ketchup there. insane. So I had 2 of those just before the race, man. I think normally I would eat 3, so I did leave 1 out before the race, right? But it wasn't on my stomach or anything, so I'm happy about that. We had a coffee with that, so there's no bubbles in coffee. So that means you're pretty good on breathing as well. Because if you drink a Coke before riding, I've got a lot of complaints of breathing like a stitch in the side of the lungs because of the bubbles, right? Oh, Tony Chocoloni. Which flavor, man? Like pecan pie? Or 70%? Or because there's a lot of flavors. There's sea salt, I think. I think pecan is the best one. Pecan and then the milk chocolate. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Tony's as well. Bart, are you planning on streaming soon, man? I saw you doing the time trial yesterday, so you'll probably be in for some recuperation today. Of course, he has to say, man. There's no competition, Bart. There is no competition, man. Tony's is a very good chocolate. So you guys can do it if you want to. Yeah, Tony's is pretty famous because it has a really good branding as well, right? Like the packaging and the name, it's really tempting to buy, and if you see it in the shelves, it really pops out. So they really did a good job on that. Taste-wise, there are a few better ones. Dutch or Belgian, but doesn't matter. There are a few better ones, but still, it's really good chocolate. And my wife loves it. I can always make her happy with a big bar of that. We even were thinking about, with the birth of our daughter, to order these. There's these mini Tony bars. They're like really small, and you can go on the website and you can make a different cover for it. So we were thinking of giving that as a present for people who wanted to visit the little baby. But for some reason it didn't work out. I don't know if it was the mini version that wasn't working, and the packaging was only working for the big ones or something like that, but we couldn't do it. We should be close to the badge, right? Did we have it already? I wasn't paying attention at all to the game. Sorry guys. Did we have the badge because we're 2.4, 12.4? Maybe Liberty 12.3. Is the banner here or did we already pass it? Okay, if it's not here after this turn, we'll have a check on the badge menu if we already have it. Jesus. Oh no, the banner is there. Hold your tits, boys. Hold your tits. We're gonna get it. Lady Liberty in the bag. I think we might add the cobbled badge as well. It's 5k. We have to restart the game again though. So this should be it, right? There we go. So menu, Android, okay, save. I really want they have to adjust this, man. So meanwhile, Great City Race. C. So still 69. Sorry, 69 people on Zwift Power, and we actually got first place, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's zoom in. So 3.3 watts per kilo, 284, which is around what we are averaging most of the rides. But bear in mind, the last lap, a little bit more than a lap, we actually were under pace. We stayed above 200 watts, but we weren't able to push really hard anymore. So we actually did really good. No new PBs though, not on any of the 5 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. But still, good attempt and a very nice place, right? What? Only the PRL full? Tempe! Oh my god, man. Thanks, guys. Man, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 24 badges to go. And yeah, like 6 are in the bottom of my list. And the bottom of the list is the bad part, where it takes a lot of hours. They're all gone, man. So Richmond routes, coupled climbs, there we go. We don't have that badge yet. It's not on my list for any reason. I don't know why. The Zwift routes by difficulty list I have, it doesn't show the cobble route, but it is a badge. So 10k. That's gonna be it though. Once we get done with this. Those 40 guys, man, they got blown away. 3.5 and higher. They're either upgraded if they weren't already, or disqualified for watts per kilo. Whatever, they're gone. Maybe they're not on Zwift Power because they are new, or they don't know about it, or they don't care about it. But still, it's like 2 different leagues. We've won like twice now in Zwift itself. Like a bigger race, like 50, 60 people that we actually won in Zwift. And it feels really good if you win in Zwift, right? Because you can see yourself going first above the line. It really has like that winning vibe. And today we didn't really have that. We went past the bar, we had a little bit of a sprint, whatever, in the end. But 41st place doesn't feel like winning, competition-wise. So on Zwift Power we do, so it's a little bit of a redemption. But the biggest part is that we actually went all out. So you have to create a new account on Zwift Power, and then you get a number there that's generated for you, and you have to add that number to your name in Zwift. So you can see my name on the right, it has the BZR tag. So after that BZR tag, or if you don't have that tag, you have to put in that number just behind your name. That's it. And once you do that, Zwift Power will get the results or your name from the server of Zwift, and it connects your Zwift character with your Zwift Power account, and from that point on it's added together, and then you can remove it, so it only has to be there for like an hour or something. You know when it's good, then you can remove the number again. So once in a while you see these guys riding with this number behind their name, like a 5-digit number or something, and that's because of their Zwift Power account that's being connected. But that's only for a short bit. I thought the first time I tried it, I was like, oh my god, there's gonna be a number the entire time behind my name. But yeah, no, that's just for the connection to be made between them. So Zwift Power knows who you are in Zwift. And that's it. Every time from then, if you do a group ride or an event or a race, your results will be on Zwift Power. The solo rides like I'm doing right now are not. So you don't find the results of this ride on Zwift Power, but it's not needed, right? Next week, 170 kilometers. Oh my god. Good luck to you. I hope it's outside, man, because inside that's gonna hurt. Oh yeah, that's the PRL, right? You're gonna do the PRL full 172k. We'll be doing that this summer as well. Not yet though. Next week we will be ready for the Oberpretzel. I think that will be a big mental game for me as well. It's not so sure the distance, but the distance combined with all the climbing. But we do feel really good. We did the Alp this week. We did the Epicom this week. We've done the Volcano a couple of times. So we've done all our climbs separately. We have a good idea of the layout. There's quite some flat roads in the Oberpretzel as well. I think like 40 or 50k is easy, totally flat. So basically be a fight against time and try to stay nutritious, drink a lot, eat enough, and have like a 6-hour spin off. I'm not sure if we'll have any breaks. If we have any, it will probably be on one of both descents of the Com or on the descent of the Alp. I'm not sure where it finishes though, the Oberpretzel. Does it finish on top of the Alp or does it finish at the sea level? So is the descent included? It is probably. It's probably included. It's gonna be tough though. So I think the route goes something like the man is really beautiful, man. But to be honest, this, let me see. Can you see? Will it pop up? It's not showing. Come on, screen. There you go. This track Madone really looks good, man. I'm gonna change the camera with the companion app because if I do it on the keyboard, my OBS is changing as well. There we go. This bike, man. The Trek Madone SLR. You should Google it. Like this bike, Trek Madone, and then SLR reflective. You should Google it, guys. If you have the reflective paint, it's so damn nice, man. God damn it. Oh, it makes my heart rate 133 or something. Like I'm trying to like get a little bit close to that paint with this in-game. But in real life, man, if you look at like one angle, it's purple, but if you look at like the other angle, it's green. Like what? No. Oh man, if he does, he's insane, man. Those things are expensive. Jesus. I wish I had the dough to buy that, man. But I cannot adjust. See, my wife, I bought a 10K bike. Nah, it's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. But look at this bike, though. Jeez Luigi. To be honest, they added yesterday with the new update, they added the Wrigley Noah. That's the bike I'm actually riding on, man. But I'm not sure if I want to spend the drops to buy it if it's not a fast one in game. So I'm waiting to get some of the YouTubers to have like, they have like test accounts, and they were going to test it one of these days to see how it climbs and how it drafts. So if it's actually fast, I will buy it, because then I'm on the same bike in real life than I'm in game, which is nice, right? The Wrigley Noah, it's a really nice bike, guys. But if it's not that fast as the Madone, man, I'm so in love with this frame. I want it virtually. As you can see, we have some drops to spend though, but I think there will be better things coming to buy with that at some point. We still have the disc wheels that are coming around level 40 or something. We have to buy a fast TT bike as well. Oh, this is the cobbled climb. It's a famous climb, right? Yep, it's a famous climb. You can see this cheater guy coming past with a cone and then getting kicked. Like if you see this climb in the races from the pros, these guys are flying up here, right? 600-700 watts the entire climb. It's only when you start doing it yourself you can actually feel how insane that pace is. Yeah, those are the real, when I'm even talking about that, these guys, I'm talking about the guys, the good Zwifters, if you're the Pro-Am races. I like to watch those. And if you see these guys, they are in the front group, 300-350 watts consistently. And then they come up to a climb like that, ramp it up for like 30-45 seconds, 600-700 watts, to be back in a nice group just after that. It's insane, man. It's insane. Now this is a long one, right? You first have this steep part, and then it goes down just a little up the banner. No, I'm not good at names anyhow. I'm really bad at it. So the cobbled climb, I don't know how long it is. I didn't see if you have the badge. I don't think we have yet. Badge. No. So this one we're doing now. It's not on the paper though, so it's gonna be a little bit of a gamble on how long it takes to finish this one. I don't know if you guys know it or have done it. I thought Zwift said it was 10K, but it's not the first time that Zwift is completely wrong with that and has like a bazillion kilometers lead in. Like on the Lucha climb, right? Perfect example for that. Oh yeah, you want the Lucha band? No problem, it's 400 meters climbing. Go up until the banner. And then you actually do it, and then you're on top, and then it says, okay, now you have to do this entire lap again to get the badge. This was just a lead-in, man. The 400 meters was just warm-up. So instead of 400 meters, you're doing 850 or something, which is like an extra hour. climbing in this small route, man. What the hell? It's only 88 meters, but it feels like we've been climbing the Alp. If we can get this done right, it has been a great day. We had a great race, gave everything we had in that crit, left it all out there, and then we've done 2 more badges if we complete this one. So my levels are going up pretty fast last couple of days because of that badge hunting. And we have some bigger routes to come up next week, so that means we'll be in the 30s soon. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Whew. I think that should be the banner for the badge. Hopefully. That means that drift was right, if that's the one. What is up with these guys flying by, man? Is that a bug? Or is that cheating? I always wonder. Because I heard there was a bug like that, but apparently they're supposed to fix it. I still see them flying by. There was this guy doing the same thing in the race, right? There we go. This should be the badge, right? That's that, boys. That's that. Let's have a quick recap. Continuing business. So I deserve that Coke right now. So we are at 45,500, give or take. So 2,500 to go next week, and then we're ready for the pretzel. Oh, damn, that was necessary. So we have to do this one right 100 miles, but we're gonna get this one together with the PRL full, so I'm not really worried about that one or doing that separately. We're just gonna get that with the PRL full anyhow. It's 160 kilometers and the PRL full is 172, I think. So we're gonna have that soon. This is gonna take a while. I'm not sure at what we are now, but I don't think we're over 10 already, so still a lot of climbing to do there. We'll get there at some point. but it's not something to like push for at this point. I am saving most of the Watopia ones to get done because Watopia is always available, the other worlds are not. So I'm always focusing on the other worlds first to get the routes done, and then afterwards we'll do all the Watopia ones. But there are some short ones there, like the Volcano Climb. We've done this a couple of times, but probably missed the banner or something, so we'll do that one. The big loop is pretty flat, I think, so that's pretty easy. Then Pretzel is hard, the Four Horsemen is hard, that's 2 hard rides. Figure 8, we've done that before, so we have to do it in the other direction. Road to Ruins, we have to do that one on the mountain bike. TikTok is pretty flat and fast, it's on my paper. We'll do that like for a warm-up or something, or a cooldown. But we have some bigger ones. Dust in the Wind is pretty big, it's like 50k. Surrey Hills, it's like 1k of climbing as well. So these are all like 1-day routes. You can see, guys, still some how do you mean note? Yeah, my weight is 87. It changes like 1k sometimes, but I'm not really changing it. Every time I go 1k up or down, I'm not changing it. We're gonna work on our weight after the Uber Pretzel, and that's where we're gonna try to change it back. Our lowest was 85 a couple of months ago, but holidays, it's winter holidays, they cracked us up a bit in the bad direction. Actually, we started Zwifting at 90 kilograms. We worked on our weight first 2-3 months, and we went down to 85 kilograms, which was the lowest we got. It was around December last year. Then we had 1 month we didn't do nothing on the bike because there was parties, dinners, work. I didn't really was feeling like riding at that month, and I had a really bad month as eating wise and drinking wise. So we gained 10 kilograms in 1 month. Then in February 16th, we had the race in Oudenaarde, where we qualified for before December, the finals. So we worked hard in January to get back at a lower weight. But I think we were like 96 kilograms when we started in January, and we worked our weight down to 88. On the final day, we were at 90 because it was only the weigh-in was after breakfast and stuff. So we were at 90 kilograms. So we did our race at 90 kilograms. And then after that, we worked 2 or 3 kilograms off, as we are now. I think last month we've been riding all at 87. I've seen 88 on the weight scale. So, but it's not like if I see one day 88 and the next day 87 again, I'm gonna adjust it straight away. It's not like we're a professional cyclist. So we're staying at 87 until we're going lower, right? We're not going above 88 or 89, so no problem. That being said, guys, I'm gonna hit a shower. The family is back home, so I got some family time, got some afternoon chillings, have a walk in there, and give a little bit of a rest. We had a good day. We had a really good day today. We gave it our best, and then tomorrow we'll probably have another climbing route in petto. Get some more training in, and hopefully next time get those entire 8 rounds in the front, right? Thank you guys so much for being here. Kemp, Physic, Badger, thank you guys so much for supporting, cheering me on. You really give my mental state a boost, going even deeper. Let's save this up and write, and let's see if there's anybody else having a stream. Is there anybody you know? Cam, good luck on your 50k ride, man. Good luck on your 50k ride. Yeah, Doom. Thanks for hopping in, man. Yeah, we're just done for the day. We're just done for the day. So we did the crit race where we won on Zwift Power and we lost on Zwift itself, 41st position. But yeah, a lot of sandbaggers as you can see. And then we did 2 route badges after that. 2 complete badges, around 10k each. But I really need that shower now and hang a bit with the family. So thank you for tuning in. Not for me, man. We saw a few flyers. Yeah, today as well. We saw a few of them. Doesn't really matter though. They can have fun doing that. See you soon, man. Thanks for being in. Guys, see you all next time.